I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Hi, I'm Luke Ryan for JOBLO.com and welcome to Top 5 Movie Mistakes. Whether it's Fantastic Four or whether it's The Winter Soldier, in every movie somewhere along the way someone has screwed up. In 2019, the Marvel Cinematic Universe came to a head with Avengers Endgame, the culmination of a 20-plus movie overarching story, and while wrapping up what felt like dozens of plot lines, it also managed to break almost every box office record in history, ending up as the highest-grossing movie of all time. Not adjusted for inflation, that is. It was a critical and commercial slam dunk, but it was also a 3-hour mega blockbuster that is absolutely drenched in CGI, special effects, and filled with dozens of main characters, so you'd expect it to be pretty rife with movie mistakes, right? If you do, then you would be more than correct, because Avengers Endgame is littered with movie mistakes, and it was honestly hard to narrow this list down to just 5. And I'm going to cheat just a little bit, but without any further ado, let the top 5 movie mistakes of Avengers Endgame
Assemble.
Number 5. When Ant-Man is minding his own business and trying to enjoy a nice taco, his precious food gets blasted out of his hand. Luckily though, his drink was unscathed and remains sat next to him. However, as the scene progresses, his cup mysteriously vanishes.
Oh God.
And then, almost instantaneously, it reappears, but this time knocked on the ground behind the bench. Number 4. Skipping to the end, when Thor tells Valkyrie that she is going to be the next ruler of New Asgard, his beard has been trimmed down significantly. It's still quite big, but he's made it look a lot more presentable. In the next scene though, when he joins the Guardians of the Galaxy on their ship, his beard is now more unkempt, and more importantly, a lot larger. I can only assume this is because the Guardians scene was maybe a reshoot, and they forgot to match continuity with the previous scene. Or Thor can just grow his beard very, very, very quickly. I mean, he is a god after all.
Of course. Of course.
Number 3. At the beginning of the film, when the Avengers corner Thanos, Captain Marvel grabs him in a headlock while War Machine holds his arm. In the blink of an eye and the snap of a cut though, they are suddenly not holding on to him at all. In this shot, he's just standing there. And Captain Marvel is just standing there. Maybe this was a relaxed version of the scene where no one is really all that concerned with the confrontation. I mean, who knows? Number 2. In the final battle, you could probably find 100 mistakes without really looking too hard, and that's not a knock, nor are any of the mistakes ever listed in these videos. Well, almost any of them, but the point is, this final battle is so gargantuan in scale. I mean, look at this shot. It's nuts. Keeping everything completely free of continuity errors would just have been impossible, but some of the more notable ones come when the portals have opened and Giant Man drops Hulk, War Machine, and Rocket down to the ground. In the wide shot of all our heroes on the battlefield, Giant Man is stood way over by the edge, whereas you can just make out Hulk, War Machine, and Rocket in the middle of the lineup in a completely different place from where Giant Man initially dropped them. Now, you could explain this as them running over to the middle of the battlefield instantaneously, so if you really want to be that stickler, then how about this one? Captain America's shield gets cut in half by Thanos earlier in the fight, before the portals opened up. In this same wide shot of the battlefield, Cap's shield is now completely intact. Interestingly enough, his shield was shown in one piece in the trailers to protect the surprise of it getting cut in half in the movie, so you could almost say that's why his shield is in one piece here, but you were never going to see this very spoilery shot in the trailers before the movie came out, so your guess is as good as mine on this one. Number 1. When Thanos finally gets the gauntlet onto his hand to re-snap everyone into oblivion, we are treated to this brilliant moment of justice. But if we go back just a second, When Tony has stolen the stones and Thanos readies himself for the snap, he's looking right at the back of the gauntlet, and at the very least he would see that the thumb slot for an Infinity Stone was empty. Now again, you could explain this away as Thanos simply getting caught up in the moment and not realizing. So, for one last mistake, just as Thanos manages to put on the gauntlet, he has a tussle with Captain Marvel. Note the armour around his right hand. As he fights with her, suddenly the armour on his hand vanishes. Instantly, so that his arm and hand are conveniently free to put on the gauntlet comfortably. Now where did the armour go? It just disappeared into the wind, I guess. It's a strange old battle. Things disappear. Things fix themselves momentarily. Things change position quite frequently. Hell, even when Ant-Man goes to his van, in the next shot you see Giant Man still walking around fighting. The chances of escaping a scene of this size and magnitude without any goofs or continuity errors is probably 1 in a billion. But luckily enough for us, these surface level mistakes don't detract at all from how incredible and satisfying this film ended up being. So what did you think of the mistakes in Avengers Endgame? Were there any big ones that we missed? Let us know in the comments down below, and as always, thanks for watching.